Okay, let's divide the number 7407 by 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to produce a multiplication table of times 3. Here it is. Now, I look at the first number underneath the division house, which is the number 7. And I'm going to try to find the sandwich of number 7 by looking at the multiplication table. And what that means is that I'm going to squeeze the 7 somewhere in between the multiplication table. And I can see that the 7 is in between the 6 and the 9. So I'm going to choose 2 times 3 equals 6. And I'm going to write down 2 on top of the division house. And I'm going to write down 6 right underneath the number 7. And I'm going to perform a subtraction. So I have 7 minus 6 is equals to 1. And then I'm going to drop down the next number underneath the division house, which is the division house, which is the number 4. Here it is. So I have the number 14 now. And at this point, that was the first step that we've done so far. And the next step is just going to be repeating the same step. Okay? So we're going to sandwich the number 14 somewhere in the multiplication table. And I can see that the 14 is in between the 12 and the 15. So I'm going to choose 3 times 4 equals 12. And I'm going to write down 4 on top of the division house. And I'm going to write down 12 right underneath the number 14. And I'm going to perform another subtraction. So I have 14 minus 12 is equals to 2. And I'm going to bring down the next number underneath the division house, which is the number 0, so that I now have the number 20. And that was the end of the second step. So now the third step, again, which is going to be just performing the first step, is I'm going to sandwich the number 20 somewhere in the multiplication table. And I can see that the number 20 is in between the 18 and the 21. So I'm going to choose 3 times 6 equals 18. And I'm going to write number 6 on top of the multiplication table. And I'm going to write down 18 right underneath the number 20. And I'm going to perform another subtraction. So I have 20 minus 18 is equals to 2. And I'm going to bring down the next number underneath the division house, which is the number 7, so that I now have the number 27. And I'm going to repeat the step again. I'm going to sandwich the number 27 somewhere in the multiplication table, but I can actually see that the number 27 is actually 3 times 9 equals 27. So I'm going to write 9 on top of that division house, and I'm going to write down 27 right underneath the number 27. And when I perform a subtraction of two numbers that are equals, I get 0. And that is the answer.